But first, the most prolific network recruiting young Australians to fight with Islamic extremists in Syria has been fully exposed in hundreds of police telephone intercepts. They were crucial in today's sentencing of Sydney terror supporter Hamdi al-Qudsi. He'll spend at least 6 years behind bars, the first person to be successfully prosecuted under new foreign incursion laws. The exchanges you're about to listen to give a never-before-heard insight into the extremist grooming on our own shores that led to the deaths of at least 2 recruits. Andy Park reports.
In 2008, outside Australia's then biggest terror case, Hamdi al-Qudsi was declaring his love for Australia.
We protect this country just like you do. We love Australia, born and raised up here. We're not terrorists.
5 years later, he was actively recruiting Australian fighters for jihad in Syria.
Put on loudspeaker so I can speak to all of you.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
As he carefully groomed young recruits,
Allah Ta'ala has picked you one by one.
the police were listening. The hundreds of telephone intercepts used to charge and convict al-Qudsi give a rare insight into homegrown foreign fighter recruitment.
I think the case of Hamdi al-Qudsi is the tip of iceberg of what's really happening.
I'm speaking to you as the Amir of your group. I'm in charge of everything.
Mr. al-Qudsi was least known in the community and in fact only had traction amongst the disenfranchised youth, the violent, and certainly the criminal underworld. It was not until his arrest that people realized how deep his misguided charisma in fact affected and influenced many of the youth.
Al-Qudsi sent 6 young Australian fighters to join al-Nusra in Syria. 2 are dead, and the fate of another 2 is still unknown.
I feel good and I accept Allah's decree. Whatever's going to happen is from Allah, and I'm pleased with it and happy with it.
In English, we'll just repeat it again. I bear witness that there is no God except for Allah.
I bear witness that there...
22-year-old Tyler Casey had a troubled background of crime and a broken family.
Well, we all had a rough time growing up, but you know, everyone has their own struggles. We had strict rules we had to abide by, like you can't do this, you have to do this. Went to church every Sunday.
After converting to Islam in his teens, he developed a reputation as a smooth-talking street preacher.
As of right now, that you are a Muslim.
Already radicalised, Casey would become al-Qudsi's prized recruit and one of the first to go to Syria.
You sound very tired or very depressed or upset or happy. What is it?
Sorry?
You sound a bit down. Are you okay?
No. Just a little bit tired now.
He wrote to me on Facebook saying that he was leaving, he would not be returning. He also informed my mother and father, and from there my father contacted the police, informing them that he had become a warrior of his faith.
Accompanying him was 21-year-old Mehmet Bieber and a former Australian soldier, Kaner Temel. The 2 best friends quickly fell under al-Qudsi's spell, and the pair planned to leave, lying to their parents that they'd gone on a fishing trip.
My head is very clear. I'm not worrying about my parents anymore. I'm not worrying about nothing.
I'm very happy for you, Habib Albi. Keep me posted, okay, with every step that you guys make.
Al-Qudsi comforted Bieber when his parents found out.
My parents, my mum and dad, they're causing big hardships for me and my wife.
Wallahi, this is the price. This is the price.
Al-Qudsi was the person who tried to stop them from questioning and kept them within what you'd call an echo chamber of Islamist propaganda. In some cases, some of the intercepts show almost bullying behaviour, certainly trying to just keep these men on message and stop them from listening to other people and listening to other sources of information.
With Casey in Syria, his young wife, Amira Karoum, was lonely and turned to Al-Qudsi for support.
I'm shy too. I'm 21, so...
MashaAllah. We're inviting you, inshallah, next week to come to my house, okay?
Inshallah, just let me know what day and time and I'll be there, inshallah.
That's it. Okay, listen to me. I've got good news.
No way.
We're getting you a nice new car.
No, what?
She would later join her husband in Syria with Al-Quds's help.
They felt as if he was a father figure for them, and he was like a leader for them, and in fact he himself called himself the leader of these people.
Got 4 brothers coming to this week, inshallah. They're leaving Australia.
Yeah.
So I told them, you're the emir of them when they arrive.
Islam means sincerity and submission to the one true God, and Muslim is the slave of God.
There to greet them was Al-Quds's partner in the network, Muhammad Ali Barileh, a one-time underbelly extra and street preacher who arrived in Syria 2 months earlier. He would go on to become Australia's most senior member of Islamic State.
It was the first time where it was full on heavy duty. We couldn't get past the first hurdle because we had a khanasa and he was just wiping everyone out, man. We got so close so many times, one bullet made our ears ring. That's how close it was, man.
It's very interesting to see the relationship between Al-Qudsi and Barileh. Muhammad al-Barileh, of course, was the most prominent Australian in 2013 involved in Islamist extremism. After he left Australia, Al-Qudsi then became the lead Australian recruiter and spokesperson for this Islamist extremism, seeking to channel people and money into the Middle East.
The telephone intercepts reveal that Al-Qudsi had grand plans to send more fighters.
We've got 13 brothers. We can't make such a mistake.
But by 2013, their operation was coming undone. They were aware the police were listening.
I'm a bit danger, but the dogs are asking about me.
They reverted to a rudimentary code. Their fighters became players. The war again.
Tell them Abu Ibrahim is not a child.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a person in responsibility.
Yeah.
So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's got the soccer game, soccer club, and he wants the right players to be in the soccer club, or else you're not going to be playing.
And at times, wrangling young men, some of whom had not been abroad before, had its own complications. Al-Qudsi warned Biba and Temel over sending bragging selfies home to their wives.
I also don't want my brothers to send photos to their wives with their tools.
And some of the young Aussie jihadis who were not coping with the realities of war wanted to return home.
I'll bring them across, but if they want to go back, they make their own way back, because I'm not going to risk anyone's life.
Leave it to me. Akhi, I'm not playing any more games with any children anymore, okay?
Al-Qudsi himself planned to travel to Syria, but was stopped at the airport.
The most important thing is the door is to stay open.
Justice Christine Adamson today said Al-Qudsi took upon himself the role of commander and big brother. She said in the network Al-Qudsi was the hub, that the other men, including Barileh, were the spokes. A month after Al-Qudsi was arrested, Tyler Casey, Amira Karoum and Kaner Temel all died within days of each other. His agent in Syria, Barileh, was dead by October, effectively marking the end of their network.
Hamd al-Qudsi was tried for helping people or sending people to Syria, which is a very lenient crime. He did bigger crime. He sent young people to death. We lost many young lives because of his actions, and he should be held accountable for this.
Okay. I'll tell him to call you, so you're probably going to call tonight, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay, Sister Amira, take care of yourself.
Andy Park with that report.